All right, so I caught Mortal Kombat 2 this weekend, saw it with my wife and my brother, the kids. They didn't seem too interested because they had options, right, of doing other things, and they preferred to do the other things. So I don't know if that's just because they don't know it that well. For me, am I seeing it because nostalgia? How much of it comes across like an MCU film, and so yeah, here's the thing: the trailers for this Mortal Kombat 2 movie were awesome. The first movie was pretty lame, in my opinion. I was excited to see it. I saw it. It had awesome ideas, but they just didn't coalesce into anything substantial for me. Mortal Kombat 2, on the other hand, trailers were even more bonkers and awesome. But watching the movie, it didn't seem to capture that excitement and feeling I got from the trailer. In fact, and again, this doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It just came off as more of like a safe MCU movie. Yeah, it's Mortal Kombat. Safe. Well, there are fatalities and there's blood, but it didn't seem to be that much, that often. And even the fatalities were pretty quick and not too, I don't know. I think they really toned that down a bit again to kind of fit this like MCU thing going on. I think it did a great job with tone. I think that's where they kind of nailed being able to take, hey, MCU films do the humor thing for the whole wide mainstream audience while keeping the lore intact. And yeah, I would say in that regard, and I keep compared to MCU films, it's better than a typical MCU film because the humor is good, it's funny, and the action is awesome. There's so many call outs to the games in this. The combat, the fight scenes, the way they set up a fight, the reason for characters to fight each other. This is probably the best way, almost like, how do I explain? It's like it's not the best and most compelling story, but the story is perfectly fine to as a vehicle to allow then these matches, these fighting matches to happen. The designs of the sets, whether the CGI, whatever, straight from the games. There were so many different areas that the actors, characters, whatever, were fighting in that were pulled straight from the games. Even the moves the characters are doing. Raiden does that, and I forget what it's called, where he goes and flies forward. All the characters are doing the moves that you even like the cheap moves, like disappearing, reappearing somewhere else, and kicking, like the little things like that throughout made it interesting. So, and there were times where it was exposition heavy, where I felt like I don't know how much that was filler or how much they just didn't really know how to write the character arcs. So there's like scenes with like Johnny Cage and Raiden that they're just talking for a long time, and he's like, "You need to be a better person," that type of thing. Um, you know, I would watch this again. It's it's that enjoyable, but it didn't turn out to be as cool as the trailer seemed to make it be. And what would have made this better? I think I think it's hard to say. I think if they sort of trimmed some of the fat around the exposition, how you got from one moment to the other in terms of the story, which I think is kind of a common issue a lot of times with these modern movies, even TV shows. It's like, here's all these cool ideas. How are we going to sequence them together? And yeah, I don't want to keep bashing Mortal Kombat because to be honest, it was fun to watch. Carl Urban was awesome. All of the actors and the characters were awesome. I had no idea Katana, who's here, was going to be a main character. She was a great main character. The dude that's playing Liu Kang, I remember him from the first one, but in this one, that guy is a beast. Um, uh, just the way seeing the characters do their martial arts and stuff, it was just, yeah, a lot of fun. Could have been better. There's potential. I think there's more potential. And again, this played a lot more safe and upbeat than I was expecting, but it's still fine. So anyway, that's my review of the Mortal Kombat 2 movie. I think it's good enough. It's enjoyable, but I think there's potential to do more with the franchise. So, all right.